Hi, my name is Alex Fensky and I'm a real estate problem solver. In this video, we're going to talk about what is a sheriff's sale and what to expect if there's been a sheriff's sale scheduled for your home or you're expecting that there might be soon. So number one, right out of the gate, I just got to share, this is about Illinois processes. So I'm in the Chicagoland area, and the whole foreclosure law scene varies from state to state. And it can vary significantly. So what I'm about to talk to you about is how the foreclosure process works in Illinois. And even then, it's only in most cases. So I'm not an attorney and I can't give you legal advice. This is general information about the Illinois foreclosure process. So number one, what is a sheriff's sale? It's the culmination of the foreclosure process, and it actually is the event that is the foreclosure itself. It is an auction, which is scheduled or brought to auction by the sheriff, which is why it's called a sheriff's sale. But it is an auction, and it's typically done at the courthouse. In Cook County, they do them at the Daly Center. In Will County, it's the Will County Courthouse. And they do a bunch of these at a time, and they have certain days of the week where they do the sheriff's sales. And they're conducted in different ways in different counties, but the commonality is it is something that is done on a regular basis for any property in that county that has gotten to that point of the foreclosure sale. Anybody can technically bid at these auctions. It's typically real estate investors, and they have to buy properties for cash. They normally have not seen the inside of them. They don't know anything about them. So oftentimes the prices that property sells for at the sheriff's sale are very low. And a lot of times, depending on where the bank decides to set the opening bid, a lot of times there's nobody that offers at all. There could be a lot of different bidders for one property, or there might be none. So in any event, what happens is after the foreclosure process has taken its course, and this takes several months, at one of the court dates, the judge will schedule it for a sheriff's sale, and the homeowner will be notified of when that is. So it's important that you're always opening any of these notices that you're getting from the bank or from the courts, or that you're showing up at the court appearances, so that way none of this is a surprise to you. So it's scheduled with plenty of notice, usually at least 90 days notice, and the bank determines the opening bid amount. Sometimes the bid amount is somewhat established in relation to the amount that was owed on the property, but other times it's not. There's really no hard and fast rule, and the bank gets to decide. So when the property goes to the auction, and they call that property, the auctioneer calls that property up, and they say, here's the starting bid. Do I have any bids? If nobody bids, then the property goes back to the bank. The bank now owns the property, and that now it's foreclosed. Now it is bank-owned property. It is now officially foreclosed. If there is a bidder, or one or more bidders, and they bid the price up to whatever, but a third party bids and wins the bidding and purchases the home at the auction, then at that point they own the home. Either way, once the sheriff's sale is completed, somebody else owns the property. In the instance that the winning bid was actually more than what you owed the bank, then you can actually be entitled to the surplus, and there's a process you have to follow in order to go in and claim that, and you'll get the difference of that money if you did it right, and if there wasn't another lien on the property, no second mortgages, no other liens, then you could be entitled to some of the surplus on the property. But most of the time, that's not the way it goes. Again, the prices that people pay at these auctions is typically very low because they're buying sight unseen, and they have to have all the money up front, all cash, and so they pay pretty low prices. So let's talk a little bit about what the timelines are so that you know what to expect. So one thing that's true about Illinois residential foreclosure law is that under most circumstances, your right to redeem the property, meaning once the foreclosure process starts, you have a right of redemption. And that means if you pay the bank everything they say they're owed, then they back off, they cancel the case. And the right of redemption is 7 months after the initial foreclosure filing. There are exceptions to this, but in the vast majority of cases, you have 7 months from the original service of the foreclosure case until you can no longer redeem the property by paying the bank the money that they're owed. The other time frame around this is that it also has to be 3 months after the judgment of foreclosure. So the foreclosure judgment is something that happens during the process at one of the court hearings. Once the judge and the court has collected all the information, everyone's sort of pled their case, and the judge says, okay, I'm granting the order of foreclosure. We're going to schedule the sheriff's sale now. They're going to schedule it for more than 90 days out because you have a 90-day right of redemption in that time period. So if the 7-month time period is already passed, then you're gonna still get that extra 3 months after the judgment of foreclosure. Otherwise, you might be inside that 7-month time period, and unless one of the exceptions has been met, then you're going to get the later of whichever those dates is. So 7 months from the original filing or 3 months after the judgment of foreclosure. That's how long you have until a sheriff's sale could happen, unless there's one of the exceptions, which is like if you abandon the property or some other things are met. So don't abandon the property, do show up to the hearings, and that way you'll make sure you're in the loop. And then lastly, in Illinois, once a foreclosure happens, the homeowner has 30 days to vacate that property. And technically, I've had people where they've overstayed their welcome and they've undergone an eviction. That's certainly not something that's fun. That's going to be on someone's record if they force an eviction. But they do have 30 days to vacate the property after the foreclosure event or that sheriff's sale happens. So the last important thing, so now we've talked about what it is, we've talked about the timeline. The last important thing to know is that if you have a foreclosure that's in process right now, even if you have a sheriff's sale that is coming up, even if it's relatively soon, you probably have more than one option. You probably have 2 or 3 different things that you could do. And for that, it's really important that you reach out to me, comment, message us, whatever it is that you've got to do. Call me on my cell phone. Let me know about the specifics of your scenario so that we can talk to you about what some of your options are. And of course, go ahead and like and subscribe to our videos so you can watch some of the other things here that you might be able to do. And you can check out some of our videos for some of those options as well. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you soon.